I mean, I already know how to produce music a little bit, but yeah, mixing and mastering was always something that I couldn't do because I just didn't know anything about it. And today, this is going to change. Here I am, Random Person Music is back. Yeah, I recently fell into the rabbit hole of mixing and mastering. I want to explore the rabbit hole a bit more with you. Hopefully, we can make this random track better by mixing and mastering it. It's a random track that I made. It's not finished. It's not something special. It's just there. I had the idea for it and kind of went with that. I'm relatively new to this. 3 weeks ago, I mixed and mastered a track for the first time. That was also when I fell into the rabbit hole. I wanted to record this, but I couldn't. I kind of know some stuff now already. Also, I hope this video is educational for you. I mean, I don't think that you get like amazing info and precise facts here, but yeah, maybe it inspires you to also fall into the rabbit hole of mixing and mastering, or just in general clear up some words like LUFS or LUFS. I don't know. I call them LUFS. LUFS, I don't know, or what is true peak and all of this, or RMS and all of this shit that no one knows what it means. We are going to find out today. First of all, the track. I'm gonna skip through it. I won't play you the entire 130. Yeah, and it just ends there. I mean, here would be like the chorus again or something. I don't know. It's not finished. It's not good or anything. It's just, like I said, it was just an idea in my head. But first of all, I want to copy this over because it's weird that it doesn't appear again, this thing. Yes, that's what I wanted. Okay, let's listen to it. Yes, okay, that sounds good. That sounds good. Then let's start with mixing and mastering. What the hell is mixing and mastering? What is mixing and mastering? Final stages of music production. Yes. Blend and mix individual tracks, apply effects, and spatially position elements within the stereo field. Balancing levels, panning, equalization, effects, dynamics. And then mastering. Okay, audio enhancement, loudness optimization, sequencing, error checking, format conversion. I don't think we are going to do the last 3 steps of mastering, but yeah, the first 2 definitely. And I know that with step 2 there's like the LUFS, LUFS. How do you say it?
LUFS.
LUFS should be pronounced like loves. Okay, I know that like Spotify and YouTube and all those streaming services have different requirements for loudness, and it's like minus 14 LUFS for YouTube and Spotify, and yeah, okay. But what is LUFS? I know what LUFS are, but you probably don't. And if you don't, then yeah, I'm just gonna explain it to you, because LUFS is, wait, what were LUFS again? Oh yeah, it was the thing with the, because we humans, we okay, why is this in German? LUFS is the loudness, but not like statistically, like the computer hears it, but rather the loudness how we humans hear the song. Because like bass and all, we can't really hear that much of bass. We more likely feel it. That's also the case with the really high frequencies. And LUFS, wait, how do you say it? Oh god. Okay. And LUFS, okay, and LUFS takes all those information about how your ear hears and all, and calculates the loudness how you hear it, or how you would hear it. Yeah, that's the thing I talked about. And I got this plugin too, because this way we can hear or see, not hear, see how the the song performs with like true peak, and LUFS. That's what LUFS are. Wait, no, we don't even need this right now. This is like the last step that we are going to do. Balancing levels is the first step that we are going to do. I heard in my research about mixing, I heard that there's like a standard that you mix to like a true peak of -3 to -6 decibels, so that there's enough room for mastering later. I guess that's what we are going to do. You should wear good headphones. Some good headphones are these, which are also the ones I use. They don't really feel that good on your head, but they sound good. And that's what counts. But they are super billig. Super cheap. Okay, let's get back into Reaper. And first of all, let's open the mixer. Boom, there it is. Okay, that's the master bus. I think that's a bus. It's a track something. It's like a group. Oh yeah, I already have a mixing and mastering folder here in my plugins list. Let's add the Julian loudness meter. That was the thing that you saw in the article. And just see how the song performs in here. This is the true peak, so we want to keep that under -3 to -6 decibels. Or like at, not under. Okay, that's not good. Not good. What is true peak and why is it true and not just peak? True peak is there's a thing that the audio waves interfere with each other and they stack up and something. And this meter here shows the peak, but not the true peak. Peak plus combined RMS. Like RMS is on the outer thing here and peak is in the middle. And when I play, that's the peak and this is the RMS. I'm gonna explain what RMS is in a second. Just the peak, not true peak, is like what the computer hears, but there's more to that and that's what true peak is. I don't know. I read about it, but it's nothing important, alright? True peak is the true peak, actually, as the name suggests. First of all, we want all the instruments to sound good together. At home, while watching, you can also write in the comments what I should have improved and what you heard. Like, is it a bit too warm? Is it a bit too much on the high end? Because I think I tend to put EQ way too airy. I don't know if that's how you say it, but I think that's a problem that I have. Okay, first of all, I think the kick is way too loud. That's just the percussion here. Oh yeah, and also the camera shutter here. It's way too loud, this one. Okay, and it's pretty low end. Like, not low end. Is the word low end? I want it to be more, yeah, in the higher region here. Because right now it's a lot here. As you can see, yeah, here. This part. But I want it to be more here and less here. Yes, now it sounds crispy. Oh, that sounds also... That sounds even crunchier. But not that good. Okay, no, I'm gonna stick with removing the lower stuff. Okay, I think that sounds okay. Then I got this kick. I don't think I'm gonna change anything with that. I got this hi-hat and this shaker. That's the snare. And I think it's a bit loud. Yeah, okay. I think that's much better. Oh, I wanted to turn the volume down on the camera shutter thing. But then it's still so low. What the hell? Okay, and now let's add a fast balancer on the entire group of percussion. Let's select learn. That's the setting I went with. Yeah, it sounds much more clean now. It sounds, in my opinion, it sounds pretty good. I'm gonna turn on the snares volume on this track. Okay, how does it sound with the entirety now? Okay, it sounds pretty good. It sounds much cleaner and much more airy, and I like the airy thing, feel, vibe, sound, I don't know. Next up is the bass. I got a lot of bass going on, which I don't know if I like it. That's the entire bass section. Yeah, it just sounds so, I don't know, it sounds like a lot, you know? It sounds chaotic. What if we try this bass? Already a bit cleaner, but what if we also use this bass? Yeah. I think that sounds much better because it's not that chaotic anymore, alright? You know? Let's mix it. I think that the string bass could use a little bit more of the higher sounds, of the mids, higher sounds, higher frequencies. Yes, just a little bit of that already does the trick, I think. Okay, maybe we put a fast balancer on here. Oh, I already put a fast balancer on here, okay. Oh. Okay, I did some great work on this, because this sounds shit. Okay, I put a fast balancer on here, and then I added a compressor. I don't really know how to use a compressor. I mean, like, in the right context. I just thought this sounds pretty good. That's why I used it. Okay, and this one? I think it has some weird outbreaks of high volume. That's why I'm going to also put a compressor on here. It also makes it feel heavier. Let's also add its sidechain, because I don't know if that was in a video that I uploaded, but in a recording for Random Person Music, I criticized the Reaper sidechaining stuff because it's weird and it didn't work for me. But I figured out how to do it, and it's amazing, and it's also pretty easy. I'm just dumb. Okay, but yeah, I think I'm going to sidechain this bass with this, so that because this one, the start of the sound is like always louder and really peaking into the other bass, and I think this bass can make some space for it. We add a send signal from track 7 to track 8. Add new send to track 8, the tune fish, and use the audio from channel 1 and 2 to channel 3 and 4 on the receiving track, which is the tune fish track. And the thing that I always forgot is use MIDI channel 3 and not 1 and 2, or just 1, I don't know. But I used all MIDI channels, and that's why this MIDI line always played on this as well. And now we are going to add a compressor on the receiving track, use the auxiliary inputs as the inputs, and now just for the showcase we can decrease the threshold by a bunch, and now it should work. Wait, no. What? Why doesn't it work? Am I dumb? Oh, okay. I just didn't decrease the threshold enough. That's crazy, okay. Now you can see that for every bass hit on the sending track, this thing is being reduced on the receiving track. You see? And if we disable the sending track, we can hear it even better. Okay, also let's add a sidechain for the kick, because the kick is so bassy that you don't have to hear the difference in bass sound, and that's why you want to clear the space for as much bass as possible, because the kick is the same frequency basically as all of these bass things here. They just sound a bit different, and in the range of the kick frequencies, which is like, I don't know, I actually don't know. You don't need the other frequencies, you just need the one instrument that plays those frequencies, so you can clear out the other instruments to make the kick even louder, or to have more kick, you know? That's why I'm going to add a send. Let's hear it. It's not on the same hits as the kick mostly, that's why you don't really hear it. Basically sounds the same, but you can increase the volume of the kick much more, which is what we're going to do, and also increase the volume of the bass a bunch. Thanks to whoever said bless you, probably no one. Let's also sidechain the other bass thing. Let's see how it sounds. That's maybe a bit harsh. I actually like it. Okay, I also increased the volume of the string bass because that was a bit too much. Okay, wait, let's do this track. No. Okay. What's this? Okay. It also has a lot of bass, but I think that's that's enough of sidechaining. I don't think this will make any problems, mainly because I'm too lazy to sidechain another track. Let's edit this track next. Let's just see what happens with when we put a fuzz balancer on it. Okay, it sounds kind of good. Let's increase the volume because I think that's like the main instrument that goes through the entire track. Let's make sure that it sits well in the mix. And let's get to this thing next. Which I don't know if I like in the track at all. Yeah, let's just keep it. I already mixed it a bit with a fuzz balancer and the reverb, and that's much reduced. But I removed like those ugly, very high frequencies. Maybe it's a bit much. Oh yeah, I also added the wider plugin, which is an amazing plugin. Without it, the sound would be like this. And with, it sounds like this. It sounds much more wider, as the name hints at. Okay, last instrument. This is the Celestetone by Waltz, and I don't think that it sounds great in this mix. That's why I think I'm going to put a fuzz balancer on it again. Oh yeah, already much better. Wow. It has to stand out much more from the mix, especially those that has to stand out much more. And the way we are going to do it is with an equalizer. Okay, let's hear the entire track together. Maybe it sounds better now. I don't know, I haven't listened to it yet. Okay, the camera shutter is still a bit loud. And the snare is really ugly in the ears, I think. Oh yeah, I forgot this instrument. It sounds very low. It doesn't sit well in the mix. It sits like in this range here. Wait, it sits like in this range here, but I want it to be more here. So that's what we're going to do basically. They changed absolutely nothing. Maybe let's add a saturation. Wait, where is it? Here. Saturation knob by Softtube. It's also not free, I think. Why does it sound so cool? That sounds really cool. Okay, I like it. Let's add a compressor to make sure that it's not too loud. Okay. I also panned a lot of those things already before I opened this project again for the video. And I panned a lot of higher frequency stuff more to the right and lower frequencies more to the left, because I saw a diagram that like showed that it's more natural to hear higher frequencies to the left and lower frequencies to the right. No, the other way around. So that's what I did, and I personally also feel like this. So yeah, but I tried to have it like equal on both sides, so that not just the high frequencies are on the right side and the low frequencies are just on the left side. That's what I tried, and yeah, you can see how I ordered it. I put the main instrument in the middle, this one. And like also bass and kick and all is still in the middle, because I also heard that it is good to keep the bassy stuff in the middle or in the center. Oh, it's so warm. I don't even have my windows open. Am I crazy? It's like 28 degrees Celsius in my room right now. I think that's like 70 Fahrenheit. I don't know. Wait, let me calculate it. 82. 28, 82. The numbers are changed. I personally think that it sounds pretty good with the mix. Let's see if we keep the true peak at -3 to -6. I hope so. Oh, it's getting close to -3. -2.8. I don't think it's that important to keep it really strictly, but let's try to get there. But I kind of feel like the drums are still louder than all the other instruments. Like they're kind of overweighing, you know? I need more of this. And more of this. And less drums. Again, thanks to everyone who said bless you. I just decreased the volume of everything by like 2 decibels. Okay, I think that it sounds pretty good. Okay. I also discovered the shortcut of pressing W to go to the start of the project, which is very helpful because I don't have a number block anymore where the position 1 and all of the keys were. Yeah, so I can just use that. But I still have to add the sidechain to this track here, to this one. With the kick. Let's add a compressor on it. Wait, no. Okay, I got this plugin that's called the Track Spacer, which is a paid plugin, and I don't have it. And the demo thing does some weird stuff when you render the whole thing. Essentially what it does, it only filters out the frequencies that the kick hits and reduces those frequencies on the receiving track. Like you can see here, the kick is just here. And that is the snare, because the snare is on the same track. You can hear that it's not going all quiet, but just a bit, and those are the frequencies. So the frequencies that are actually just being played are only being reduced, which is very nice. It's difficult to explain, but I think you got it. Essentially, what I wanted to say is that I found an alternative, and it's, I think, even by some Germans from a university. But it looks complicated, and it doesn't show that well, but here I can adjust the sidechain level. This is how much the frequencies are going to be buried, and yeah, I don't know what that is. The purple line is what is being reduced, which I can increase here. Oh yeah, okay, there's a weird thing with the cleanup. If the cleanup stays at the 100% that it was set to by default, then it doesn't really show the low end stuff, I think. But if I decrease it, then it's receiving the low end much better, which is what I want. Perfect. Very nice. Yeah, and if I wouldn't do the sidechaining stuff, then there would be a lot of spikes here in the peak measurement, because all of those frequencies obviously add up. And if I remove the frequencies that add up and just let one instrument with the frequency through, then yeah, it doesn't peak as much, which is essentially what sidechaining is used for, as far as I know. In my opinion, it sounds good on the speakers. I still don't like the thing how it sits in the mix. It sounds off. I think that's how I will keep it a bit quieter. Let's check the loudness meter again for the true peak and see if it stays in a -3 to -6 decibels range. I got a crazy idea, and I'm just gonna cook. It has nothing to do with mixing and mastering, but I'm just gonna cook. Okay, let's listen to how it sounds. Cool. It sounds cool, I think. Okay. Tell me how it sounds in your opinion. In my comments, yeah. My comments. Just my comments. Tell me how it sounds to you in the comments, please. And also how the mix sounds until now. Okay, panning we already did. Some equalization we also did. Some effects. Reverb, delay, compression, enhanced. We also did. Dynamics. Controlling between loud and quiet parts. Yeah, we also done that. Okay, I think we are done with mixing. Now we can go on to mastering, which is a definitely quicker and easier process, but it has to be more detailed. It could also be just garbage, what I just said, but that's what I read online like 3 weeks ago. Okay, mastering is basically where you increase the volume and put everything together. Like mixing is the stuff that you lay onto your bed when you want to go on vacation, and you basically make it ready to go into your luggage. Is that the word for coffer? Into your trunk, chest, into your suitcase. No, it's not a suitcase. A suitcase is like the thing that the finance bros have, I think. Is it? I don't know. You know what I mean, alright? And mastering is basically closing the thing. Yeah, and just going on vacation because everything is done. First of all, I think we have to export it because people online export the stuff. Okay, wait. Oh, I also didn't talk about RMS. Okay, RMS is basically, it's easy. It's nothing crazy. RMS is the thing that you see here, and you see it moves much slower than the peak stuff because it's basically the average volume, the average decibels over a range of, I think, 300 milliseconds. And that's basically also the standard, I think. And yeah, that's RMS. And it shows you the volume on average. You can see the RMS here. I saw in a YouTube tutorial that the RMS should be around like -8 to -12, I think, or -12. But let's just say -8 because that's where we are right now. That's RMS, and now you know what RMS is. Okay, now we don't render it. It's basically the same when we put some stuff onto the master track. We now move on to the master track, not every individual track, but every track at the same time. The thing I want to add is the A-tone thing, which I also want to add to the mixing and mastering folder because it's an amazing plugin. It's also free because it has this knob, and it's one of my favorite knobs because yeah, it just sounds great. It immediately adds a lot of air to the mix. Let's also decrease mids a bit because I think they're a bit too much. No, okay, let's actually not decrease the mids because the mids are the stuff that basically any speaker puts out. The other stuff, like the low stuff and the high stuff, is stuff that changes in every environment that you listen in. But the mids are the stuff that's always prominent. So you want to push those so that every handy speaker and all hears it. That's at least something that I saw on a YouTube short like a year ago or something. And since then, yeah, I use it. In my opinion, this seems to be true. But yeah, write your opinion into the comments, please. I need your feedback. Okay, let's also see what a plugin that is for mixing and mastering, but has some AI built into it or something. It's the Ozone 11 Elements from by Isotope, and oh, that started up really quickly. And it analyzes how the song sounds and puts the effects on it by itself. And I read online that it's a good starting point for mixing and mastering. So let's see what it says. Oh wow, it got really loud. Okay, let's listen to it. Hello, it's me from editing. I just quickly wanted to explain why having a loud track is important. This is how the track looks to me in my editing program without any plugins. You can see there are a lot of peaks that are peaking really high, but the overall volume to the listener is more or less in that region here, which is basically what RMS is. So you hear the track really quietly, although it's peaking at max volume, which is not good because it seems quiet. We want to even out the volumes and remove any high peaks so that the volume can be decreased or increased much more consistently. And that's how the track looks like after I mixed and mastered it. I don't really like how it sounds. It overdoes it. I don't know if that's the word, but yeah, no, I don't like how it sounds. But I always like to listen to the low mid thing on solo because it always sounds so crisp and just listen to how it sounds. Wow. I'm hearing that I can put a lot more of the highs here into the mix. Oh, that also sounds really nice. I really want to have a subwoofer. I want to build one myself, but it's just... the rabbit hole's even deeper than mixing and mastering. It's crazy. Okay, anyways, but it probably would sound great with a subwoofer. There's a lot of stuff in the below 80 hertz. Hertz? Yeah, it's hertz. In the below the 80 hertz. And in my opinion, it already sounds pretty good. Okay, now let's add another equalizer and let's see which sounds are annoying. Because I saw that other mixing and mastering people do it, but I don't think it's like common to do it, so I'm just gonna do it a little bit, okay? And the thing I'm talking about is adding a bell like this and going through the mix and looking for like frequencies that sound terrible. And then removing them. Yeah, like here. Another one. Oh. Let's look for another one. Okay, there's not another one. Crazy, I didn't have that before. Definitely tell me your opinion in the comments about what I just did, because I don't really know if you do it, but a guy I know personally does it, but I don't know if he knows his stuff that well. Yeah, then I saw a short that said don't do it at all. Yeah, I don't really know what to do with this. And I mean, he basically removed all of the frequencies that were here. He had it like this. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that because those frequencies are still good to hear in the song, I think. So yeah. Okay, now the fun part is adding a limiter, because we need to optimize it for loudness. And we do it by adding a limiter with the brick wall ceiling to 0 decibels so that it doesn't clip, because anything above 0 decibels is going to clip unless you have like 32 bits something stuff shit. I don't know. On my machine it's going to clip, and on other machines as well. That's what we are going to do now. And I don't know, when I first discovered how the limiter works, it was so cool, because I don't know, it's just fun to play around. Okay, let's go to the loudest part and just drag this one down so the volume gets increased, which is fun to do. And you can see the limiter working here, removing the spikes. Okay, let's listen to it from the beginning. Okay, let's have it sit at -8 decibels, because we also don't want to get too far away from the -14 decibels that like Spotify has, because Spotify is going to limit it to -14 LUFS, so then you lose some quality, I think. At least that's what everyone tells me on the internet. Yeah, okay. And I think with that, it sounds pretty good, does it? You tell me in the comments. Okay, let's listen to the entire song from beginning to end with the measurements, because they are fun to see. Thank you. Let's drag this one down and display the RMS here, which should be 0 or like -1, because everything is at true peak of 0. Okay, let's listen to the entire track. Transition to the bass sounds shit, but that's the song, not the mixing and mastering, alright? Yeah, that was it. Definitely let me know what you think about it in the comments, because I would really like to know, and I would really like to enhance my mixing and mastering expertise. I don't think you can really call it expertise. Yeah, I want to know what you think about this, about my mixing and mastering skills. That was the second track I ever mixed and mastered. Yeah, and I hope you learned something. I hope I can still learn something, because if not, then yeah, it's basically hopeless. Thanks for listening and watching. See you in the next video, whenever it will come out. I'm working on a random person video at the moment, so stay tuned for that, alright? Okay, see you, bye.